Much of my backyard is in a 100-year flood zone. It's a terminology used in insurance, which means that the odds are good that every 100 years, the yard will be flooded to some degree from the swollen creek in the backyard. In the last 36 years, that's occurred probably 4 times, though. Once rising just to the point where it barely affected the basement floor, which is not a good thing, having water leak into your basement. In the years since the last flood, it's been a number of years, I've constructed a concrete wall all around the back of the house, then covered it with a slope of dirt and planted plants on the creek sides. Oh, there's a real obstruction, a levee to the flooding. And then, of course, there was much more to do. Plugs for the drains, digging wells for the sump pumps, sandbags, and on, just in case there's a flood. And I thought I was well prepared for rising water. And then one day it occurred to me, like a flash, for a variety of reasons, that running under the flood wall and under the house was the sewer drain from the house to the main sewer about 100 feet away. When the water rises high enough, the toilets and other drains back up and water from the sewer backs up into the house. It never occurred to me that I had, in all of my preparations, neglected a 4-inch pipe that would allow flood water to move directly into the house and at considerable volume. I had neglected a flood hole straight into my home. So I got to work and dug a hole to the sewer pipe and connected an access and a clean out to the sewer so that during a flood, I could use a mechanism that I found and partly created to block all backflow to the house. And then it occurred to me that many of us have been careful to create a flood wall for our children so that the tide of the evils, the distractions of the world doesn't overwhelm them as it rises, which it is doing faster and faster. We don't, for example, allow alcohol in our home with teenage kids or even younger kids. At least don't make it available to them, or tobacco, if we care about the health of our children, or disreputable associates, or porn, or whatever. There are things we keep outside of our home with a flood wall. But, as with my sewer line, there's this huge hole in our children's protection that almost all of us are ignoring. A hole that allows the influence and distractions of the world to pour through the wall and come up right inside the sacred space that we call home. And it's actually another kind of conduit, like the sewer pipe, a channel of communication from the internet that opens our flood wall to the entire world. How much of a wall, huh? With all of its confusion and darkness and misery. All these evil influences just walk right into our homes on the back of all the electromagnetic waves used by our Wi-Fi, our phones, and more. We have to block up that sewer pipe. We have to be aware of any contact our children have with that conduit so they're not overwhelmed by the insidious and cleverly designed distractions that the world has to pull them away from the happiness that we're offering them. We just have to be more aware, not afraid, just aware.